you do not slack on your back workouts, I can tell.
No, that's probably one of my favorites of all my workouts. I love working my back. Ever since I noticed the development of my back, that's what's really encouraging. I'm actually like, that's probably like my proudest feature is my back.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to episode 174 of the SupersetYourLife.com podcast. This is your weekly workout motivation to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym. Michelle McElwain is the women's overall winner of the Open Natural Bodybuilding competition a couple weeks ago in Kirkland, Washington. She also placed first in the figure category and in second place in the bikini category. She is coached by Laura Ehling and trains at Big Iron Gym in Everette, Washington. She enjoys gym life, spending time with her fiance and her Australian shepherds. What stood out to me most about Michelle is her fun attitude that she displayed in the midst of getting ready to step on stage. I've been one of those guys that can get overly serious and in my competitive state of mind, which is essential, but it's athletes like Michelle whose attitudes remind us that when the grind is real, that we do this because we love it. King Solomon wrote, "Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up." As Proverbs 12:25, Michelle was focused and determined that day, but she was laughing and having a good time, making friends backstage that'll last a lifetime up and through her victory. Michelle, welcome to the SupersetYourLife.com podcast.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to be here.
So, thank you. First of all, you have to tell me about your Australian shepherds, because you probably don't know this, but we have an Australian shepherd named Zion. She's a registered emotional support animal, and she's been with me for every single workout for over a year now. Was backstage at my last 4 shows that I did. So tell me about your Australian shepherds, because we're fans.
All right. Yeah, they're excellent dogs. Definitely my favorite breed for many reasons, as you know. But I did see your dog. You have a tri. You have a black tri, and
Yep.
She looks like such a good girl. And I have 2 blue Merles. I have a 9-year-old and a 10-month-old. And the 9-year-old, his name's Felix. I got him back when I was 20 years old because I'm 20 now. I'm 29 now, and he was like, basically my firstborn, and then I got our 10-month-old back in let's see, I think it was December, was it?
September.
Oh, it was in September.
No, November, I'm sorry.
Or November, sorry. But she is she's also Blue Merle, and we got her from a local breeder that actually like preserves like the breed of the dog, like all the characteristics and the temperaments and such like that. She has like a company called Audacity's AUSSIES, and she comes up with the most beautiful babies ever, and they're all crate trained, and like she spends one-on-one time with every single one of them. She makes sure that they at least see 100 faces before they go home, and like she gave us such a good girl, like, and I couldn't be luckier to be, I'm blessed with such amazing dogs. Like, they're good dogs regardless because they're Australian shepherds, but just as they are individuals, they're excellent.
They just love you no matter what, don't they? And whenever they're like kind of acting annoying or just like won't leave you alone, what do they want? They just want to get pet.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've noticed that they're big comedians. They're hilarious dogs.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and just like their sense of humor is like, it's almost like natural. Just the type of temperament that they just have like this comedic aspect to them, and it's so great. And I'm all about comedy. Like, life is crappy enough, so you might as well laugh while you can. you know. But yeah,
You have to.
that's pretty much it. They uh they don't really like, they're not like, let's see, we don't really do games with them, at least for my 9-year-old, but for our 10-month-old, we really want to get her into agility because she's such a high jumper, and she treats our 9-year-old like he's a hurdle and stuff like that, and she's just a wild dog, but also she's 10 months old. But yeah, that's pretty much it about them. Like, I could go on and on about how good they are dogs. I just love them so much. It makes me want to cry sometimes.
Yeah, they're very high energy, but it's a different high energy than other dogs though. It's a playful, happy kind of high energy, to the point to where they just they just want to play. So like whenever I take Zion for a run, or whenever we go to a park and she sees a rabbit or a squirrel, she always looks at me and like waits for the go ahead to go chase it. And then whenever she has caught a cat or a squirrel or a rabbit, like she doesn't even, it's just like, tag, you're it, and then she doesn't know what to do with it. It's just a game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like she's not gonna actually eat it.
Yeah, that's actually the same with Finley, our 10-month-old. Like, she saw a bunny for the first time like a few weeks ago, and like she just stopped in the middle of the trail and looked at me and looked at the bunny, and she didn't know what to do with it. Like, she wanted to go sniff it, but she didn't have the need to like really chase it until it was gone. And then she's like, okay, I'll just sniff its trail. So
Right.
like, it was such a cute little thing that happened, and it kind of made me it put some peace of mind that she doesn't have such a high prey drive. Like, dogs are dogs; they're always going to have that prey drive, but it wasn't anything like a whippet or a dachshund, something that actually goes after rodents, But
Mm-hmm.
but she has a huge need for control. So if like she sees like a group of people running or like doing things, she wants to control that. She wants to control movement, and because she's a herd dog and she wants to keep it together, But it's so amazing just to see minds work. It's great.
Absolutely. What drew you to the white Merle breed more so than the Tri?
Um, Mostly the eyes. Uh, just like like, I don't know. There's always been something about spots to me, like that's always really fascinated me.
Mm-hmm.
She like it's like I don't even know how to explain it. Like, they're all like, all the coat colors are really nice, but just something about the blue and the white and the copper all mixed in together. It was just so colorful,
Yeah.
and super flashy too.
Mm-hmm. Zion's front legs are white and have spots on them because her dad was a Merle and her mom was 100% Tri. So her mom had black legs and dad had dad was fully like yours.
That's
Cool.
super super cool.
Yeah. Okay. Going into bodybuilding, I got a couple questions from Jairo over email. I'm going to run these ones by you. So there are 18 bodybuilding shows in Washington State. 8 of them are natural. What made the open natural the pick of the bunch for your competition debut?
Okay, so actually, like, when it comes to like any of these competitions, I don't know when exactly they're going on. How it actually started is that, like, I had been training with Laura for like at least like a few weeks at that point before the competition, and before she like
Mm-hmm.
let me know what was going on. She just randomly called me on my way home from the gym, and she was like, "What are you doing in 3 weeks? Can you get the day off?" And I'm like, well, I can demand the day off. So what's going on? And she's like, there's a competition going on, and it's called the Open Natural, and I know that you'll do very good. And like, I had no idea.
Wow.
I have no idea what's considered like show ready. Like, I just do what I do. I do what I'm told. I eat what I'm told to eat. And then I wait for Laura to tell me if I look good or not, because sometimes, like, whenever I see myself, I don't know how good I look, how um, ready I am. So I had like no idea that I could even win, that I had even a chance or anything like that. But Laura thought that I could do it, and I'm just thinking in my head, well, she's a professional and she's a trainer, so she's got to know something. So I just gave it a go. And that's when she started, cutting my carbs out, upping my cardio, changing my workout a little bit, and came show day, I won, and I didn't even think that I was going to win. Like, I just did it because she thought I could do it, and I gave it a try, and here we are. So it was a very good first choice that she chose for me. I don't necessarily know how to be like, you know, when's this competition, or what competition would I be adequate for. Um, but that's basically how it was chosen, I guess. Like, I didn't necessarily choose it. She chose it for me, and she said that I was gonna do it, and so I did it.
Cool. That's amazing. I'm actually shocked to hear that your prep was so short, because what stuck out to me was, I mean, your muscularity is great, but you're peeled. I mean, you had veins popping out around your belly button. Like, I was like, holy crap! Like, this gal did not slack on her diet. I mean, you nailed it.
No,
You really did.
I'm all about integrity and accuracy, um, because I want to make sure that I get the most bang for my buck. Like, it's if I'm doing the work and if I'm putting myself through this, I want the most results out of it. And it was very important to me. Like, this is something that I've been wanting to do for years, but like, I just never knew when I was going to be ready. So like, before you saw me, I was already training like around, let's see, I had been training for like 600 and probably like 50 days around that time. So yeah, so that was like training like overall for just my physique, but for like the
Yeah,
actual
because
competition.
you've been a gym goer for a long time. Like this,
Yeah, and so when it
you've
came to
been
like,
working out for a long time. So this is bodybuilding specific training. About 2 years into it, is what you're saying.
oh yeah, pretty much. But
Okay.
when it came to like competition prep, like, that was like not even a month, like, that I was actually prepping for the competition. And I was, you know, just doing what I was told. I had like my own routine and everything like that before I met Laura, and like stuff like that. But there was obviously some things that I could have been doing much better. So her routine and her like tweaks that she did to my split definitely helped a lot, because like there was definitely some work that I needed done before going into competition. Like, I know for a fact that my legs got bigger, and I definitely did get a lot skinnier, because I was like ranging between like 135 to 140 before dieting and all that stuff and doing her meal plan. But when I started doing her meal plan, like, boom, like all extra fat like fell off me, and I was like 126 pounds by competition date. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, you were peeled. And as a matter of fact, so when I was reading that was kind of nerve wracking. I'm not gonna lie. Reading off the placings, I'm like, man, if I get one of these wrong, this will, because I've been see one of the first shows that I did, the MC actually accidentally announced me being his first place, and the other guy is second place. He got us backwards, and so I got my first place trophy, and they had to come take it away from me afterwards and give it to the first place guy, and I got second. Yeah, I just wanted to like eat a bowl of ice cream and kind of cry myself to sleep that night. So
That's a really awkward situation.
I was actually mortified. It was in 2017. I mean, I was devastated, to be completely honest. But that was a long time ago. We're over it. That's why I have an emotional support dog.
Well, I'm glad that she got you through that.
Yeah. But when I and that was a joke. She's actually only a year old, um, but when I was reading off the names though, and I saw the placings, I was just like, yeah, I mean, like, no offense, you're way too lean to take the bikini title, but perfect for the figure title. Absolutely perfect for it. And so I wasn't surprised at all. Is there a category that you like one over the other, or did your physique just kind of like happen to look best for figure?
Actually, so I started out thinking that bikini was gonna be what I needed to start out with, like, the whole like crawl before you walk type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started out with bikini, and when Laura was like looking at my body, she was like, these muscles are too mature for like this. So like you would do good and you'll be competitive, but your body is more built for figure, and I think you would like that more. So let's just go ahead and try both. And so that's
Great
basically what
idea.
happened. But when it comes to like my natural body type, like even without like building the muscle and stuff like that, like I've always had a broader shoulders and stuff. Like I was just born with them, and so
Yeah.
my body took to figure way better. It felt like I felt like with bikini, I had to force some things with my body, like when it came to my traps, like I had to really like bring my shoulders down and try to hide them in some way. Like there
Yeah,
was
you
just
have to
some
get
things
good
I
at
had
hiding
to
them.
do.
There's kind of an art to it. I have to do the same thing when I go back and forth between bodybuilding and men's physique. So in bodybuilding, you want traps. The bigger, the better, especially on the most muscular pose. But in men's physique, and even classic physique, it can make you look slouched if they're overdeveloped, and it's too much of a muscular look and not quite as aesthetic. And so, yeah, I'm always having to. Well, I guess our audio only listeners are going to have to bear with me for a sec. But basically, I just go like this,
Hmm.
and then they and then
Oh
they just
yeah, that's a good
so they,
way. That's a good way to
they kind
hide
of
them.
hide. Yeah, and I don't know how to describe it. That's why I'm just showing you, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing. They just go away when I do that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely definitely a good way to describe it and show it. So, um, but yeah, I just didn't want to like have to force myself with some things when it came to bikini. Like I could, but it didn't make it as easy when it came to like comparing to figure, because when it came to figure, like it was so much more simplistic to me. Like the front sides, like it's just literally just doing a 360 like turn and just showing every front back sides. That's it. And I
Yeah.
guess essentially like bikini's doing the same thing, but I have to, when it comes to bikini, you have to focus more about the way that your legs are placed, the way that your hand is, how straight your arm is. Like it's
Mhm.
just more focusing on different parts of your body at once. And um I just like there's just some things where like I'll get into a pose and I'll forget something, and I just don't want to have that risk, I guess, of forgetting to focus on a particular part of my body. Um, so yeah, I just I really like the simplicity of figure, but also I really like
Mm-hmm.
the muscle development of figure because I worked way too hard on my back and my arms to give that up. Like it kind of
Yeah.
bummed me out when Laura's like, "Okay, you can't do chest for a little bit because this is the reason why." And I'm like, "But Laura, my 175 bench, where is that going to go?" Like, what the hell?
Yeah. And that's when she probably says something like, "Do women's physique or do bodybuilding if that's your goal."
Yes. What? Here we are. I'm doing whatever she's telling me to do, and I'm compensating how I can. We make deals of putting a little bit of chest in there now, so I got at least got my flat bench and my flies. So
There you
I
go.
just want something, you know.
Yeah, nice work on the flat bench too. I haven't done flat bench in forever. I don't even want to know what it is. I think I hit 30 years old and I was like, all right, you know what? I don't have an ego anymore. We're focusing on aesthetics right now. We're focusing on kind of what my specialty is, and yeah, squats, deadlifts, bench press, they're just hurting my body anymore. So I'm for
Yeah,
more European style training personally.
yeah. I'm like I almost feel like I'm getting to that point, but like also I have like goals to hit. Like I want to hit a 300 pound squat. I want to do a 200-pound bench. Like I want to do those things. Damn it.
Well, and for you weighing like a buck 25, a buck 30 right now, I mean, you could be a very competitive power lifter with those numbers, right?
Yeah, and like I could, and like people have actually asked me in the past like if I was a power lifter, and that's not necessarily what I want to go for either. I want to do something more than just lifting a heavy ass weight. I want to
Mm-hmm.
do it many times. I want to be able to do it many times, but I want to look like I do it.
Hey, you keep
And
up going the way you're going, you're going to have lots of trophies you're going to have to be picking up.
that's the goal.
Speaking of which, so yeah, so what's your plan coming after this? This obviously isn't a one and done thing for you. Do you want to be a pro natural bodybuilder? Do you want to say, heck with that, I'm getting on gear, I'm going into the IFBB? What's your plan?
Um. Well, that's the thing. Like, I want to stay. I want to stay as natural as I possibly can. Like, I want to run with the big dogs, but also like I realize that running with the big dogs, I'm going to have to do some sort of help,
Yeah.
and that's like something like if I even like get to that point, I don't even know how to go about that because I don't. It's not something I necessarily want to do. I don't want to be on roids. I know that there's other things that I could be taking, but like again, like I don't know. Laura said that she's like, well, if you're really wanting, to do this, then I can give you like some ideas, but um, natural is, in my opinion, best. Which that's what I want to do. I want to stay as natural as I
Right.
possibly can until I hit a wall and maybe I am forced to do something about it. But until then, like I want to try to go like professional natural, if that's possible.
I love it. Yeah, of course it is. There's plenty of organizations and opportunities to do that. My goal, Lauren, one of the judges, I think that spent some time talking to you afterwards. He
hmm
he 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 and I am going to get him on our show here in a couple weeks, and we were talking about how shooting for an OCB card in 2026 for me realistically is probably the next time that it makes the most sense to compete. And when I compete, I'll be going for my pro card at all costs. Yeah, but it's
Rad.
when I say all costs, I mean without performance enhancing drugs, obviously, because there's pretty strict testing around this federation as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've always like, when it came to like being geared up and stuff like that, I've always been super afraid of like the negative outcomes of it. Especially when it comes to like hormones, like the irreparable things that can happen. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go about it the wrong way.
No.
And if I ever did stray away from the natural side, and that's a big if, I would need like a big hand to hold, like, because I don't know what I'm doing, especially if it came to that point. But all I do know is that I do want to be a professional. I do want to keep doing this. I want to do it all, honestly. Like, if I could afford it, I would do every single show that is coming my way. But it's just a lot of money. Like, I can't.
Oh, you'll go broke fast. Yeah, you'll go broke fast if you do too many shows back to back. You got it. Yeah, my season last year, I was, I think I had 3 sponsors, Metabolic, Celtic. Okay, yeah, so just 2 sponsors, but yeah, paid a lot of the entrance fees and like extra categories and stuff that I really wanted to do that I just like couldn't really justify financially. And I was like, hey guys, I'll do this and this and that for you. I'll plug you on every single one of my podcasts and videos. Just help me get this last show out. Come on, this is going to be a big one. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's also
Well, cool.
like something I've been like really wanting to do is like become a sponsored athlete in some way. Like, that would help a lot. That would help a lot with supplements, at least. Like, but that's definitely like probably like my number one goal going into this. At least try to get some sort of sponsor and see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But
well, you certainly have what it takes. Second question that Jairo would like me to ask is: some athletes like to. Oh, you know what? I had one actually that I wanted to piggyback off of before going into this one, and that was so. So are you generally happy overall with the fact that you did multiple categories? I typically tend to encourage athletes to do it, especially if they don't know which one that they'll place better in. But I just look at it like a track meet. It's like if you're going to go to the track meet to run the 100-yard dash, throw the discus because you're there. It's like I hate waiting backstage for my turn to go on stage. And like as long as I'm there, yeah, I'm going to do men's physique, knowing I won't place as well. I'm going to do other categories too. So moving forward, are you going to focus just on figure or do bikini just because you enjoy it?
yeah, like I was gonna be more figure focused, but like I will still enter in like bikini because it's what I've actually had more practice doing in the beginning. So like I'm more confident in my posing when it comes to bikini. Um, so like yeah, like I kind of think about it as like almost like lottery tickets, like buy them all, you gotta win one, so that was like pretty much how I was going about it. Like, sure, I'll do, what, would probably like work best for me, like, and try them all out and see what I get out of it. And that's pretty much what I did this competition is, well, since I'm doing this, might as well do that,
Yeah, I love it. I usually try to encourage athletes to do the same thing. So some athletes like to focus on one contest at a time, while others have an ultimate goal from the beginning. What is your ultimate long-term goal, if any, as a physique athlete? Which I think we already covered a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, let's see. Like, I've actually been like thinking about this question in particular. Like, I do want to go pro. I do want to get sponsors. I want to, I guess, for lack of a better description, I just want to be able to make money doing what I love. And doesn't everybody though? But I love I all I know is that I do love doing this. I want to make money while doing it instead of having like worrying about like having a job on the side and keeping that position and making sure that I have the energy for that. Like I want to put my energy onto this. Um Also kind of like
Good for you.
it kind of like drove like it kind of like triggered the thought of like maybe going back to school and like becoming a physical trainer. um but then I think of like, ew, people, like I don't want to deal with people. Like I don't want to have to, you know, teach people like things because I'm bad at explaining everything. Also, like I just go like around in the world just kind of feeling like I don't ever know what I'm doing at all at any point in time. So like it's more of like, am I even capable of doing that? Am I capable of getting clientele? Am I capable of, keeping that position? Like, I don't know. But I just know I just want to make money doing what I love, and this is what I love.
Well, for whatever it's worth, you've already accomplished a lot more than most trainers that I know.
Oh, that's some news to me.
Yeah. Yeah, sure there's value in getting a training certificate and getting educated and then teaching it. But then look at you. You won your first bodybuilding show. Your physique is out of this world. You have so much going for you, and just like the stuff that we were talking about before we started recording about your discipline and your habits and your routine. Don't don't forget to remind me. I kind of want to get a little bit more into that because you and I are definitely the same on that category. But you have so much positive momentum working for you to the point to where I've just seen so many trainers in the gym specifically that that went to school and paid all this money and got certified on how to train people on how to work out, and I'm like, man, you don't even know how to squat, and you're teaching and you're so and you're teaching people how to squat and you don't know how to squat. This isn't okay. Like they're paying you money to teach you that, to teach them that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, that's definitely some news to me, and that makes me feel better. But I just feel like I could do more about it, and it's just knowing how to, knowing what first step to take other than, like I guess compete, like just keep competing would be like the best way to go about it right now. But maybe there's something else I could do. I don't know. I just want to make money doing it, and I would be just fine with helping other people make money doing it as well. So,
Absolutely. Did you ever feel like quitting on your prep? And if you did, what kept you going?
oh no, I definitely did not feel like quitting. Like there was some time, like some moments of weakness where I was like, wow, I really wish I could have this, biscuits and gravy right now. But uh, it was more of like, it's for like what I'm doing is for the greater good. Like this is the bigger picture, and there's no. It was more of like the thought of tarnishing that, like whip me back into the motivated mindset. Like this has been like it was just like this is just something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. Like a huge inspiration of mine, it was like my father, because he was a huge bodybuilder in like the 80s and 90s, and um he has never competed, but he's always been in the group with competitors.
Hmm.
It's just more of like he had to focus on family life and working at Boeing and yada yada yada. Just things that take up a lot of your time. Uh, but he um, he was just a huge inspiration for me, even just like before I actually started like working out. And I started working out originally back in like 2017, but then like after about a year I got into like a really bad relationship, and they just kind of like put a stop to that for me. Because of just the lifestyle I ended up getting myself into, and it was like a 3-year hiatus. And when I finally got back into bodybuilding, like I was just so angry with myself. Like, why did I stop doing this? Like, I was getting myself ready for my first bikini competition back then with a trainer at Emerald City. Yeah, with a trainer that was a she was a a professional bikini bodybuilder, and she told me, like, you have the genetics, you have like the support behind you, like you have somebody that has some sort of education, and also you have help with me.
Hey everyone, Coach Taylor Milton here. Welcome to Skullbellz TV, the official YouTube channel of supersetyourlife.com, where you're going to discover a weekly upload of quick and easy to follow workout tutorials featuring Coach Colt, myself, or one of our athletes to keep your workouts fun, practical, and effective. Our family's latest keto carnivore recipes that fuel Colt's competitions and keep myself and our kiddos strong and healthy. Video uploads of the supersetyourlife.com podcast, now over 100 episodes. Your weekly dose of entertainment, education, and inspiration to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym, and much more. Last thing before we get into the video, we're asking a big favor from you. This has been working beautifully, so if you would please think of someone you care about that would benefit from this video, go ahead and smash that like button, click the share button, and text this video to them. That would mean the world to us. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more exciting content from Skullbellz TV, because our team has lots of meat and lots of muscle coming your way, and I promise you won't want to miss it. When you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a bell icon pop up. You want to click that too, so you're notified every time we release a new video. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to us. Every like, share, and subscription helps our channel grow and supports our family's hard work. So thank you so much for doing your part too. That's all we ask. God bless you, and please enjoy this video.
Back then, it was I didn't have as much help as I do today. With Laura, like, since considering the fact that she's like, the co-owner of Big Iron Gym, like, I feel like that she has she puts a lot more I would say she does her homework really well. Not that like my old trainer was any less educated or anything like that, because this woman did many shows before even meeting me. But Laura is like more nutrition like focused as well, and like I needed a huge help with that. I have like, I had like this habit of eating just whatever the hell I wanted, because I wasn't going to gain anything and stuff like that. But that wasn't the point. It was more of like what I needed to be putting in my body to actually like benefit me, besides like eating, what I thought would benefit me.
Or whatever you can get away with.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I can't just have like like those freezer meals that are like 32 grams of protein, and like, yeah, that sounds good, but also like you gotta read the other ingredients, like 800 grams of sodium, or some shit like that.
Yeah. And then they usually sneak seed oils in there, and all these silent killers that are messing with your hormones when you're on prep, and you don't need that, especially as a natural athlete.
Pretty much.
Okay, Pyro's got a question here. I'm also curious of Michelle's training style, powerlifting style, aka heavy duty, or is it high reps, high volume, instinctive training, push pull leg split, bro split? In short, how do you make your physique look like that? We could also take some notes. Pyro Chang.
Well, when it comes to like my physique, like again, like I did what Laura like pretty much told me to do. Like it's a pretty even like split between legs and upper body. like three leg days and 3 upper body days.
Okay.
It's a pretty good split, and it's been actually benefiting me. How my split did look before meeting her, it was leg day, chest and triceps, then back and biceps, and then I did a whole day of core, and then I ended up with last day as a leg day. However, just those 2 leg days at the first of the week and the last of the week wasn't really helping me much, because I could have gained a lot more mass and separation in that 600 and something days that I was training. If I were to actually focus more on particular parts of my legs and stuff like that. There was just some things I wasn't necessarily doing wrong, but I could have been doing a lot better. So it wasn't I don't even think that I wouldn't even consider my training really intense either. It's usually 3 or 4 sets each of every exercise. I'd say my workouts don't last any longer than 2 hours, and that's even with my 20 minutes of cardio. Well, if it's preparation before a competition, I do 45 minutes of cardio, which that's totally out of the norm for me. Cardio is not my thing. I have asthma, so it's I try to
so do I. Yeah,
I try to refrain from
suck.
running. I try to refrain from running.
Yeah.
So the best I will do is a 3.5 to 4 on the treadmill with a 5% incline, and maybe even the stair stepper for 20 minutes on a level 6 or a level 7. I'm not trying to run a marathon, I get really bad asthma attacks if I don't take my medication, and if I get triggered and stuff like that. It's just not a fun time.
Yeah, and your physique, for whatever it's worth, coming from me, is I thought was extremely well balanced, but I thought your back in particular was very, very well defined. You do not slack on your back workouts, I can tell.
Nope, no, that's probably one of my favorites of all my workouts. I love working my back. Legs are all fun and whatnot, but back is definitely ever since I noticed the development of my back, that's what's really encouraging. And I was like, yeah, let's keep going with this, and let's see where it goes. And I'm actually that's probably my proudest feature is my back. And sometimes I don't really understand how I got it to look like that, because well, it's my back. I don't ever see it unless I'm actually posing in the mirror and stuff like that. So every time I see my back, I'm just like, what? It looks like that? That's crazy. But that's pretty much it.
What's your favorite back exercise?
What is my favorite back exercise? I think face pull. Face pull is definitely a good one. Or
so you use face pulls for your back and not for your rear delts. Then I know some people go one way or the other.
Yeah, pretty much. Or I like any sort of lat exercise. I'm really digging low rows. And I started messing with I don't know if you're familiar with the mag pull downs and stuff like that. They have the narrows, the wides.
I got the whole collection. Yeah.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, all the gyms in the Seattle area for a while, when I was doing my shows in 2019, I was packing the big ones into the gym and out of the gym every single workout.
Yeah, as soon as I started playing around with those, that was a game changer. And when it came to a commercial gym, which was where I was training before I went to Big Iron, they don't have any of that equipment. They have the regular wide lat pull down bars and the regular narrow grips and stuff like that, but they don't actually have like the mags. And when I tried the mags, that was like my new favorite toy.
Oh yeah, you just can't go back after that.
Yeah, no,
What's
it's not
your
the
what's your
same.
favorite? What's your favorite grip? The super wide one, the narrow one, somewhere in between?
Ooh, I really love the narrow one. Like the
Mm.
really tight one. Like I don't know what it is about that one, but like I don't know. I guess it gives me like more sense of like that soreness that I'm really chasing after. Um, I really like that sense of like accomplishment. Like whenever I use like it is with any of the mag attachments, but like that one in particular, I always leave the gym like feeling like that was a really good workout, you know.
Yeah, the biggest one is my favorite, but I turn it the opposite direction. One of the judges at an INBF show that I did in Hollywood afterwards was explaining to me, what the heck was her name? Uh, I think it was Edna Ferrer. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was Edna Ferrer. And she told me to go supinated instead of pronated with the super wide one,
Oh
and
yeah.
lean back really far. Yeah, because my my lats tie in super high, so I have a hell of a time developing my lower lats and developing thickness there. So that was her suggestion, was to do a wide grip lat pull down, leaning back really far, and think of it like a row to your chest, and that supinated wrist position just pumps up my lower back like no other exercise does. So yeah, I don't know, maybe something to try.
Yeah, no, I was about to say like I'll definitely give that a try.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And then with the face pulls, yeah, usually I try to use it to um to isolate my rear delts, but I understand that that you have a new cable attachment that's particularly good for face pulls, that gives you a little bit of range of motion on that one. So
Oh yeah.
something else to experiment with.
Oh yeah. I love that thing. I like. Thank you, by the way. Like that's like my new, like that's my favorite toy that I have in like my collection. Like it's long. It's the way like if the rope isn't too thick. Like it is very like it's very floppy. Like it's not like stiff like the other ropes that you got like break in first and stuff like that and get some use in it. And it's perfect. It's perfect for me. It's perfect for the exercises that I need it for, and like it, I carry it around with me every day. So
Oh, thanks. All right. It makes me super happy to hear that. Awesome. Yeah, I felt bad about not being able to present it to you like more professionally, but I was like, all right, there's we got two overall winners, and we were supposed to give out like a bunch of tubs of protein powder and stuff. I think towards the end of it, and it's just there was for that being Hyro's first show that he had promoted, and my first show that I had like had anything to do with helping promote. I think things went pretty smoothly otherwise. But yeah, those are a couple of things that we forgot. The cardio belt. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Cardillo, CAD. You want a belt, right?
yeah, it was a card. I say it's Cardillo, something like that. I'm like trying to read it from here right now, but
It's
from what I
legit.
can
I think
see, I
they're
think
like.
it's it's a really nice belt. I use it for every leg day.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
used it today on back squats. It fits me perfectly. Like I didn't like when I put it on, like or like I took it out and I was like, oh, this actually might be a little small, and then I actually put it on. I was like, oh, no, this fits just right. Crazy,
Yeah.
but it's a damn good belt. I needed a new
Yeah.
belt anyway. Like,
It's such a practical gift, huh?
mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, that was super nice of him. I know that he invested quite a bit into those those things were not cheap, and I was like, oh man, whoever gets those is going to be It's going to be some lucky winners. So well earned, well deserved. Well, cool. Where can people go to find out more about Michelle McElwain? I love how your last name is pronounced, by the way. And just one more thing I had to say is you had a crowd there for you, huh? Like when it was every time I said your name, I heard a bunch of people yelling and actually even telling me how to pronounce your name correctly too. So
yeah, that's actually super funny. There was only like let's see, my fiance and my father was there. Laura was there, my coach, and then my best childhood friend, like my best friend, but we've been best friends ever since we were 4 years old, and she ended up showing up there with her husband, and like so it was only 5 people that I actually like had there for me. If there was anybody else in the crowd that knew who I was, I'm totally unaware of it. So, like, it was only literally just a handful of people that was there for me.
Well, they were proud of you, and they were loud about it, which is kind of what I wanted. That was like my job, right? Was to get everybody kind of excited about the event, and I think the crowd was pretty loud. Overall altogether. I've competed in that same facility before several years ago with it was quite a bit bigger of a competition, but I felt like there were just as many spectators at this one, so that was a lot of fun. Well, cool.
It was.
Yeah. So where can people go to find more about Michelle McElwain and her journey?
Oh man, well I don't have much social media other than like Instagram and Facebook. Any other like social like platforms kind of like give me anxiety because it's just like something like new and I have to spend time figuring it out. Almost like a new piece of technology, you know? And so like pretty much anybody can like find me on Instagram, obviously on Facebook underneath my first and last name. I know they could find me the same way when it comes to Instagram as well, but Baby Baphomet is obviously my username for Instagram. But that's pretty much it. I try to keep up with social media and stuff like that and update it as much as I can, but there's just some times where I kind of get lazy because I have to edit or put things together and stuff like that, and you know how much time that takes.
Oh yeah, I make my living on Instagram, and I hear you with the anxiety. There's a reason why it's like, all right, here's my hour of the day where it's social media, and after that we're done. I don't care what DMs we get or anything. Everything else is wait until tomorrow. Yeah, that's how you have to do it. Well, cool. It has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again so very much, Michelle, for your time, for telling the listeners about your experience of the show. We just got a lot of people that are trying to decide natural, enhanced, this show, that show. Should I even do a show? And so, hearing your experience was super valuable. And I just want to say thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. This is like my first podcast I've ever been on, so this is a fun experience, and it's very validating, honestly. Especially when it comes to like yeah, I won, but like this type of stuff makes me feel like that I actually won. You know, doing this sort of thing where it kind of like gives me feedback or any sort of recognition, like yeah, it's always a really good feeling. But like I just feel more validated in my hard work and my effort like every day now, and I want to keep riding this like yeah. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, and I want to keep winning if I'm going to be egotistical right now. I want to win every championship that there is going to be out there. That's probably not possible, but I want to try.
That's right. I love it. Well, like I said, you're absolutely on your way, and these times after a show is when even after a big win, some competitors can go into a deep depression, and you see it all the time with Olympic athletes. And I think in bodybuilding, great, you just came out of a show, but that's sometimes it can feel like, wow, it's all over now. Like, what's the point of life? Like, why am I even going to the gym? So to see that you have these next steps already figured out, I think is really, really key. And I just think you're doing something really positive right now. This is awesome.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot to hear.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. If you found this helpful, please pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Our store review of the week is by Robert Sykes from Lincoln, Arkansas. That Celtic Flake River Salt is the bomb. Smoke flavor is subtle and not overpowering. The texture is the best part. Thanks, Colt. Thank you so much, Robert. That was awesome. And then our Apple Podcast review of the week is from Matthias Reese in response to episode 157 with Melina Smith. I love it. Melina is amazing. Great show. Thanks, Matthias. Your ratings and reviews got us to where we're at. If you're not subscribed, please do so that we can continue to grow the channel and share the knowledge. Thank you so much in advance. Our client spotlight is from Mike, who lives in Georgia, with week 1 results. These are amazing. He has lost 9 pounds, has replaced all of his meal prep delivery service with meat. Energy has improved and he's feeling strong. His training, 5 30-minute workouts per week. Satiety, stuffed and only hungry when it's time to eat. No cardio ever. And he's ahead of schedule to meet his targeted weight loss goal before October 1st. Moral of the story, when you master your nutrition, everything else falls into place like a piece of cake. Keto cake, of course. Congratulations on a successful first week, Mike. We are super excited for the rest of your journey. One last thing, if you have not heard about Colt and Mark's new podcast with Jonathan Griffiths, it's called Carnivore Coaches Corner. They collaborate weekly to discuss listener questions, frequently asked questions at their one-on-one consultations, trending topics related to the carnivore diet, and hypertrophy training. If you're a fan of the low-carb lifestyle or just getting into it, you can find them by searching Carnivore Coaches Corner on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Anchor, and Overcast. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you right here in a few days on episode 175.
Right on. Thanks again, everybody, so much for joining. I'm going to leave you with our battle cry at supersetyourlife.com, which is 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. Do you not know that your body is a sanctuary of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you are bought at a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body.